Hello Game fans! Roguelike titles are a favourite of mine next to the Metroidvania, so here are 10 picks for the Steam summer sale that are worth a look. I do not want to be repetitive, and there's no point in continuing to hammer home titles like Isaac or Gungeon, which are fantastic games, but we shall begin with Blazing Beaks. On the surface, this does very much look like yet another action roguelite, but there are over 10 playable avian characters, ranging from a duck, chicken, parrot, and even a platypus, each with their own unique abilities. Additionally, it has a very interesting risk-reward system, where enemies only drop artifacts with negative effects, which you must endure until you get to the shop, where it can be traded in. Very cute with great pixel art, and this has continued to get post-launch support, with the most recent free content patch being on the first anniversary of its release. Similarly, the spell-slinging action roguelite Wizard of Legend is also awesome, since the variety of the spells and elemental magic is just super fun to use. This has gotten free content patches like Sky Palace, Thundering Keep, and even one for its 2-year anniversary. Commendable, generous gestures from these indie developers, so please support them if you can, and if you do already own it, a great time to jump back in. The traditional roguelike space can be horribly gatekeepy, but one which serves as a great introduction is 2014's Dungeonmans. A turn-based dungeon crawler, this holds true to games like NetHack, DCSS, and ADOM, and has all the classic roguelike elements. However, there is meta progression in the form of an upgradable academy, so it does help to ease players into what is traditionally quite the punishing genre. A criminally overlooked roguelite platformer is the wonderful falconry-based Eagle Island, where you and your owl pal Koji have to defeat a giant eagle to save another owl named Ichiro. Perhaps there's a little bit of muddling of the genre, since it is both a Metroidvania and roguelite and has modes for both, but the core platforming and combat feels great, and I especially love chaining together lightning attacks. A huge DLC is being worked on at the moment, but get the base game if you have not. This one comes with some caveats, since Brutal is an action roguelite that pays tribute to classic roguelikes with plenty of use of ASCII characters as textures, but this is a full 3D game. Choose from one of 3 classes and delve into the dungeon comprising of 26 levels, getting to the bottom and defeating a boss in classic roguelike fashion. It's unique visually, but controls and platforming in particular can feel a little bit off, but at 90% off, this one is worth a look. Speaking of great roguelites, today's video is once again brought to you by Gordian Quest, a party-based deck-building roguelite RPG. The sheer variety of heroes in this is pretty awesome, from warrior, thief, mage, druid, and more, with positional-based tactical combat in the same vein as Darkest Dungeon. The deck building adds another layer of strategy, so it's really my type of game. As part of the Steam Summer Sale, this is 10% off, with a huge content patch planned for next month, so as good a time as any to check it out.
I'm ready.
2018's TANGLEDEEP was a pleasant surprise to me since the 16-bit pixel art won me over, but the variety of the different job classes is the main draw.
TANGLEDEEP is always growing, always changing. But so am I.
It leans more in the RPG direction for roguelike, with there even being the option to turn off permadeath if you just want to play through the story.
And I will leave no stone unturned looking for the truth. Everyone's counting on me, and I won't let them down.
The number of upgrade systems, pets, crafting, jobs and so on are pretty insane, with a surprisingly compelling story that will keep you playing.
So much to discover. I don't know where it ends, but it starts here.
One underrated roguelite deck builder is Fate Hunters, where you choose a unique hero and ascend towers, slaying enemies along the way. Items, treasures, weapons and skills all go into the same deck, so it's quite a tricky balance to achieve. But the core gameplay loop is really very well crafted, allowing you to unlock new classes, cards and so on for every run. Sweet dark fantasy art style as well, and it does have its place in the deck builder rotation. One of the no-brainer roguelite strategy titles is Into the Breach, coming to us from the developers of FTL Faster Than Light, and has you playing as squads of time-traveling mechs who need to protect the planet from an alien threat. Very Pacific Rim in feel, I love this game for how well crafted it is, using the 8x8 grid to great effect. Perfect information adds to the fun of the strategic options and is a standout example of indie ingenuity since the team is primarily comprised of only 2 people, though of course they do employ contractors. I absolutely will not shut up about Monolith since this bullet hell action roguelite is underrated but is one of the best in the genre. It has a similar setup of delving into ancient ruins, searching for power and treasure, but what I love about this is the feel of the weapons and combat, which is really punchy for lack of a better term. Meta progression in the hub area and a ton of secrets to uncover adds to this, with a paid DLC titled Relics of the Past being released this past December. One of my favourites from last year is the roguelite deck builder Dicey Dungeons. Play as heroes transformed into dice by Lady Luck herself and participate in a game show for a chance at fame and fortune. I love how unique each character feels, from the Inventor, Warrior, Witch, and more, each very cleverly changing up the core mechanics. Probability and games of chance from rolling dice is perhaps one of the most ancient forms of games, and this title certainly carries on that legacy. Again, I love this developer for continuing the post-launch support with free content, with the latest being in May of this year, so a wonderful team and a fantastic game taking the #1 spot. To see more of the big picture, check out these awesome videos, and I will see you after the jump.